Let's go! Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Kanai, and today I have a new review for you guys. However, unlike most of my videos, this review is about a car, right? So, this is a car that my father has just bought. This is a car that is just launched in India, and it is the new Nissan Kicks. Now, to be honest, this review is not going to tell you anything about the specification, okay? Because even I don't know what the ground clearance is and what sort of wheelbase does it have and everything. But purely from a third person perspective, like this car was bought for 13 lakh rupees. I'm just going to review it as whether this car really is worth the money, right? Now let's get started to it. Nissan as such in India has never had a great portfolio of vehicles, though they have a lot of vehicles outside. The Nissan Sunny and the Nissan Micra worked really well for these two. Like these two models work really well for the company. However, for the past 2-3 years, there has been a big gap. A lot of new competition. MG has come in, Kia has come in, Tata is launching a load of products. So Nissan has really fallen back in the so-called 10 to 15 lakh rupee segment. And this is the new offering that they're getting. Now this car is sort of a pseudo SUV. Like most SUVs in India, you don't get it in 4x4. It purely comes in two-wheel drive. But like the things that you get from a SUV are basically, you have nice 17-inch wheels, you have good ground clearance. It basically has this go anywhere capability, provided you don't need that 4x4 feature, right? So the car overall looks great. When my dad got this car, it's been around, it's been a few months, 2 to 4 months. This was the first car that was bought in Aurangabad city. It was a new dealer who had just come up, right? And this was the first car he sold, so he offered a massive discount of 2 lakh rupees. So we got this car for somewhere around 13 lakh rupees ish and everything. Initially, when we were looking to buy this car, like buy a car between 10 to 15 lakh rupees, we did not even consider the Kicks. Like we booked the Tata Harrier, then we booked the Seltos, then what was the other car? We considered the MG Hector. Then my dad, being a Innova lover, he's used to Innovas in the past, so he again thought whether he should go for the new Innova Krista, but we were too fed up with everything. And finally, when it was time, like we booked every car there is in the market, but however we ended up buying this. So what exactly was he thinking? Why go from a MG Hector or a Krista or what is the Creta to a Nissan Kicks? Well, practically speaking, it's just my parents who live together now. I've moved out. My sister stays in Pune. So for a man who's just looking for a car that is basically, should be good enough to look at, should have all the decent comforts, should have a decent performance. He doesn't want a sporty Ferrari or anything. Should be economical to buy, easy to service and everything. So these are the things that this was his checklist in his mind. He wanted a good car, that's it. It did not have to be the fastest car, it did not have to be the most luxurious car, it did not have to be the most cheap car to maintain. What he wanted was a good car that will basically do anything that he throws at it, right? And while doing all of this, it should basically look good, provide you decent comfort, have all the gadgety features like Android Auto, Apple, or whatever, the Apple CarPlay and everything, right? So these were his considerations. And let me tell you frankly, like if you go in the industry today to buy a car anywhere between 10 to 20 lakh, you are going to get practically the same features in every car. Tell me one car that doesn't offer Android Auto today. Even the most basic cars like the Renault Kwid have on Android Auto, right? And because of these Android Auto and everything coming into the picture, all of a sudden all cars can get any feature you want just by installing an app, right? So all cars are practically the same. They're giving you the same climate control, the same AC, the same headlights, the same sort of music system and everything. So what exactly is different? Why should you go from this car to that car, right? What you are basically looking at, you want a great build quality. Because if you are buying a car that is, say, a do-it-all car, you want build quality that is going to take on anything you throw at it. It might just happen that you happen to jump over a speed breaker at 120 kilometers per hour, and it should be able to easily take that. You don't want the wheel coming off every time the car goes over a speed bump, right? So you want great build quality, you want decent service network, you don't want the best service network. I think why people go with Maruti Suzuki, why, when you send your car once a year for service, why would you want 2 service centers in your town? Like when we had the Innova, we used to get it serviced in Pune, which is like 250 kilometers from here, and it was absolutely fine with us because I was sure that in a year I will be going to Pune at least 6 to 7 times. So if I'm going there 6 to 7 times, I can of course get my car serviced then, right? So these were the considerations. We wanted something that is economical, and because my father had used an Innova before, he had really high expectations when it came to build quality, service standards and everything, right? So these were the things he was considering, and sort of the cars. So the cars we were looking at was the Tata Harrier, the Seltos, the MG Hector. These are the 3 cars, and the Crista, right? These were the cars that we had definitely, like, these are the 4 cars we had to select out of. And out of nowhere, this dealer comes, he tells us that, you know, listen, I'll just give you a 2 lakh rupee discount flat because it is the first car I'm going to be selling through my new dealership. So we were like, okay, fine, let's go with it. Now, why Nissan? Well, Nissan is a Japanese brand, and we all know how Japanese brands are. Cheap, reliable, very well engineered, last a lifetime, right? So it's a Nissan. It had all the fancy features with the Android Auto. It had decent comfort. It has a very good dashboard. The fit and finish quality is really great. In fact, let me tell you that I had not even seen the car till my dad bought it, right? So according to me, I was like, why Nissan Kicks? If it was me with the same budget, probably I would have got a old Honda Civic, put on a stage 2 turbo on it, got some flashy neon paints, black alloy wheels and everything. But anyways, it's his car. So I had not even considered the car, but however, now that the car is here and I've driven it for a few hundred kilometers, I can definitely tell you a few pointers, right? First, the car is damn smart to look at. There is no other car in this entire segment that looks as smart as the Nissan Kicks. It does not look any way like a 13 lakh rupee car. If I did not know what a Nissan Kicks was and I had just seen it pass on the road, I would have easily, you know, considered it as a 20 to 30 lakh rupee car, just for the smart looks that it has. It looks very smart. It doesn't look like, you know, a butch SUV like what the Tata Harrier is. A Tata Harrier is practically a Gunda's car, right? You want to go, it's like a pit bull. When a Tata Harrier enters the parking, everyone looks at the Tata Harrier because how mean it looks. If you look at the Creta, you won't say it is a very sporty looking car. It is just a decent car. Say if you look for the Toyota Innova, the Toyota Innova is a practical workhorse, right? It doesn't look good, it doesn't do anything good. What it does well is it really rides well, it has great build quality, and it has amazing highway comfort. So these are the things that the Toyota Innova has. But the Kicks, on the other hand, the first thing, let me tell you, if you are seeing this, it looks very smart. So yeah, it looks very smart. Second is, it is very quiet for a diesel car. I also drive a Innova, like my father's old Innova. I've driven it, and I've driven a lot of diesel cars. In fact, other than the Honda City, my entire family has diesel cars. So I've driven every car, but no, just a second. I've never seen a diesel car that is this quiet, right? This quiet, this refined, and it is not like it is just quiet inside the cabin. The engine in general, like if a Innova comes, when the Innova comes in my home, I know, though I stay on the 3rd floor, just listening to the ta diesel sound, I come to know that okay, the Innova is here. This car, however, it sounds like a petrol car, even on the outside. So it's a very refined engine, very quiet in the cabin. I'm sure, like, I'm going at 4000 RPM now, and you can't even tell that it's a diesel engine running, right? So it's a very quiet car. Third I'll give it is, it's very, very, very well built. Very well built. Like, I did not expect Nissan to have such a good quality product. Some other companies, probably I would expect such a high refined product would be Volvo or Toyota. So these kind of companies, but the car is really well built. It's nothing like what a Hyundai or for that matter Kia Seltos is. I've driven the Seltos. It is amazing in the inside, but the moment you start driving, you start realizing that okay, the body and the wheels are two different units. It's not like one big piece put together. This, however, it's like a wooden block. The entire thing feels like one piece. Like if I just bang on the door, it is not going to feel like the door is a different part and this is a different part. The entire piece, it's like I said, a wooden block. So it's very well built. It's looks damn smart. It is very quiet to ride, and well, it's got all the gizmos. Like I told you, all the cars practically today are the same, right? So it's got all the fancy gizmos you'd expect from any other car. It's got the Android Auto, you have a touch screen, you have automatic audio, climate control, you have great audio system, you've got steering mounted controls, cruise control. When you buy a car in this class, you get the same features but a different layout, a different look, a different software. That's about it. So as a car, when you consider this as a car, or rather when you consider yourself as a buyer, you should really know what kind of car you want. Like like I said before, when my father wanted to buy a car, he wanted a good car, a car that will do everything he throws at it, a car that has decent comfort, a car that looks good, a car that has a good engine, a car that is reliable, a car that is easy to maintain, a car that is easy to buy. And I don't see any checkbox that is not ticked by this Nissan Kicks. So if you are thinking of buying a Creta, or if you are thinking of buying a Kia Seltos, or for that matter even a Tata Harrier, I'm sure it skipped my mind, you might not have even considered the Nissan Kicks, but I definitely recommend that please go out, check out the new Nissan Kicks. It's a fantastic vehicle. If you are looking for a car that is the jack of all trades and is really well built, and like I said, you should have no issues and everything, it is definitely the car for you. I'm telling you, it's not the most sporty car, it's not the most lavish in terms of interiors, it's not the most fancy to look at, but it will do anything you throw at it. So check it out. If you really like this video, do let me know. My next video is going to be about the Nissan Kicks app, which is basically a mobile application that allows you to control the car, track the car, see the other details of the car, the features and everything, right? So my next video is going to be about that. Please feel free to check it out. If you have any questions about the Kicks, any comments, some feedback, some suggestions, please drop down a comment. I reply to every comment there is, right? And please like and subscribe to the channel if you really like what I'm saying, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, please take care.